up, my little tattletales? What's up, Sussex Squad? Y'all, I know I've been gone. If you're wondering where I am, I put up a live explaining that, but forget all that. King Charles just got egged. If you are watching this on playback, this literally happened moments ago. King Charles and Queen Camilla were on a walkabout and he got egged. Yes, chicken eggs were inserted in the pockets of a protester and they hurled them at Charles. You guys, I got all the details, but what's more, I have video. First, let's watch the video. Then we're gonna have to come and have a connection. Listen, needless to say, nobody forgot how much they did not like Camilla. Nobody forgot how much they did not like Charles. On top of that, you have a changing world where people are sick of colonialists. The pound is in the toilet. Energy costs have risen 50% online. The country is going broke through dumb leadership. William, that idiot, tied himself to the Tory empire, to Tory government, which literally is the cause of England going through one of the worst economic crises. Forget about England itself, but that the world has seen from a once powerful nation in the next 15 years. Now listen, I'm not saying that Harry and Meghan are sitting there chuckling into their cornflakes, feeding Archie and Elizabeth over breakfast. I am saying that if I find out that they are having the laugh of their lifetimes over the breakfast table of Archie and Elizabeth, I wouldn't be surprised. Y'all, let's get into this video. Also, hit that like, subscribe, comment button. It looks like this is going to be a heavy upload day, so let's get into this, right? Okay, first, let's use the video, okay? I will say with this, when we watch the video, the Met Police look like they're useless. Yeah, watch the video, hold on. Here's the video. Look at the police officer behind her. She's like, what in the world?
I think this is what we're doing for the sword here.
Look at this. Does Charles even know what's going on at this point? Look at this. They're just waking up. Giving stern looks. Again, maybe I'm American and I'm used to the Secret Service tackling everybody and their mother and locking the place down. How is this possible? Listen to this crowd. The crowd's still not doing anything. They're just standing there quietly. That's probably Jason Knopf screaming hip hip hooray and God save the king. That was totally Jason Knopf. Now the police reaction, I will say, one, this lets us know two things. The Met Police are useless. What was that? Thank goodness it was eggs. It could have been something worse. They got one egg across, 2 eggs across, 3 eggs, 4 eggs. All they got was a stern look. Charles didn't even know what was going on. What if it had been a bang bang or something even worse? And look at the Met Police response. So useless. Look at them. What are you doing? Clearly this guy meant Charles no bodily harm, hence why the eggs. Why are there like 4 people holding somebody down? What's going on? Again, I'm used to police brutality. But all jokes aside, right? Again, the UK is not a liberal place. Look at this guy being trailed out. But here's the thing, and this is why they should be worried. I keep bringing this point up. One, if I was Harry and Meghan, I would never, ever, ever, ever go back to Saltine Island. This goes to show that when Harry was complaining about protection officers, it wasn't just idle complaints. The fact that the King of England somebody was able to get eggs through a security point. I wonder what the security guard was looking at them like, what are you doing? Oh, this is just for lunch, breakfast. Wait, that's an Italian accent. Evening, governor. I bought eggs for the king's porridge, right? Why were there eggs in the pocket? The fact that eggs got through security checkpoint, you were less than a foot away from the King of England, and you were able to throw not one, not two, not three, but 4 eggs, and people stepped back. He was completely unprotected. This is supposed to be the head honcho. What do you think would happen to somebody that's been vilified in the media? Somebody who nationalists are saying they're a blood traitor. If I was Harry and Meghan, I would literally be like, yeah, this is not only is this a real threat, but I am so unprotected. I see their point. Now, let's get into why it happened. And this is why Charles, besides that humiliation of literally maybe having yolk on his face, this is why the monarchy should be very, very worried. Why was it they say that he was detained by police after appearing to throw eggs. He threw eggs. This is new stuff. Charles and Camilla were being welcomed by the city leaders when 4 eggs were hurled at them, all which missed before the pair were ushered away. Charles continued shaking hands, blah, 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 blah. The lone protester could be heard shouting, "This country was built on the blood of slaves." I repeat, he was shouting, "This country was built on the blood of slaves." Now, what do we know? We know that William and Kate tried to do like a Caribbean tour where they went and patted all their slaves on the head. We knew it blew up in their face. We know that in this world, the British Empire, first of all, has fallen. Before, the Commonwealths needed to be attached to England because England was where all the money was. It was the world banking center, all this other stuff. The pound was at a mighty roar. Because of nationalism, sensationalism, clanism, and the way that they blamed immigrants for everything, Brexit took hold. Brexit was the nail in London's coffin, England's coffin, the UK's coffin, whatever you want to call it, as far as being a respected world superpower. Say what you want. The economy of what's going on in England is going to rival what we saw happen in Greece, I believe, in 2010, 2011. It is no joke, and it is coming. This is why they keep recycling prime ministers, because when it's a mess like that, all you can do is change the message, but nobody can really address the mess because it's worse than it can. What do you do in a country that is going bankrupt? Even in the best of times, your role would be reviewed as being redundant, unnecessary. Now add to that, you still have your pompous ears. You are not well beloved. You are the reason the monarchy is falling, even though you're trying to blame Meghan and Harry. It all started with Charles and Camilla. There is no racial sensitivity. There is a lot of racial bias. What do you do when you wrap all that into a big web? I'll tell you what you have. You literally have egg on your face. How ironic is it that they spent all their time and energy pushing in Harry and Meghan out because they thought that they were keeping this big prize for themselves? But you know what I will say? When it comes to like Harry and Meghan, have you ever heard that old saying, rejection is protection? They were rejected. Meghan, because she is 43% Nigerian, which when I heard that, I said, of course, the Nigerians were like, yeah, I know the Nigerians were like, nah, just don't carry last, right? But you think about, she's 43% Nigerian. The fact that, and she said that she was made to take the test a few years ago. A few years ago, literally is about the time that she became engaged, married to Prince Harry. I do think that they made her take a DNA test. Maybe not, but even it is, the results I'm sure were so startling. They cannot mix with that blood. They do. I would just imagine by the way they've been acting, they do not want that blood in their family. They did everything they could to push out the people that gave them glamour, made them relatable. The Commonwealth, even though it was a messed up situation, saw in Meghan and Archie and what they would eventually see in Lilibet a hope, right? That they were a part of something that their ancestors had broken themselves to build. But like most people, In that situation, the British royal family couldn't help themselves. They wanted people to know it was your pleasure for your ancestors to be worked like mules. It was your pleasure for us to rape and pillage your lands and take everything we wanted for our own. It is your pleasure that you can come and lick our boots. And now they find themselves a once mighty nation with no influence, no trade partners. You don't even have the financial power you had even a few years ago. By rejecting Meghan and Harry and them being cast out into the wild, I know they thought that they were going to perish, but them being cast out into the wild to find their own way, they actually found treasures. They found a life that is going to escape many, many people in the royal family in coming years. You guys, listen. Well, I've said it before, and I've said it in very funny ways. I've said it in very serious ways, but I do believe that the monarchy is going to fall in our lifetime. I believe that, what's the kid's name? Prince, who's the little boy? William? Charles? George! Sorry, I do believe that George takes the throne. It'll be nothing but kind of like it is with Spain. Yes, it's a royal family, but they don't have any of the clout or considerable pull. And where did it all start? As much as people like to say that it started with Meghan and Harry, it actually started with the Queen and the way that she treated Margaret and the way that Charles treated Diana. And by this, I'm not saying that the royal family has not always done horrible things. As much as people like to say the Queen is this mythical creature, she literally tried to write out of her family line people in her family that had mental illness because she was obsessed with looking like she had perfect blood. She is not without fault. But let me just finish this and say that what really killed the royal family was the fact of social media. They didn't evolve quick enough. A magnifying glass, and eventually I guess they are mad because Diana's spirit was carried on in Meghan Markle. They came against a formidable woman who could run circles around them. But instead of Charles with Diana, who literally kept trying to cut her off with the kneecaps, Harry came, support, and they moved forward. You guys, this is super, super bad news. It's funny news, but it just lets us know that monarchy is gone. It's not coming back. Anyway, my little Tarantellas, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.